Lily stared at the big pink banner that said, "Happy Birthday, Lily." The entire living room sparkled with balloons, flowers, and golden ribbons. A 3-tier cake sat in the center of a long table, surrounded by cupcakes and candies. Everything looked perfect, except for one thing. The room was empty. She was dressed like a princess, in a shiny purple dress, with a crown on her blonde hair, but her hands kept wiping tears from her cheeks. Lily was only 8 years old, yet her heart felt heavier than the big chandelier above her head. Her father, Mr. Richard Brown, one of the richest CEOs in the country, had planned this party for months. He booked the best entertainers and ordered the most expensive cake. But now, 2 hours had passed, and not one single child had shown up. Lily's wheelchair sat still. She hated it. She hated her legs for not working. She hated the whispers at school. And now she hated this party too. Her father walked over, trying to smile. "Sweetheart, maybe they're running late." Lily shook her head. "They're not coming, Daddy." Her voice broke, and her tiny shoulders trembled. Richard hugged her tight. "You don't need them. You have me." But deep down, he felt guilty. Money could buy toys, cakes, and balloons, but it couldn't buy friends. Suddenly, the doorbell rang. Ding dong! Lily's heart jumped. Could it be someone from school? Her father rushed to the door. When it opened, a small boy stood there. He was about 5, wearing an old white t-shirt and jeans. His shoes looked worn, and in his hands was a small box wrapped in colorful paper. The boy looked up and said softly, "Can I come in? I heard it's her birthday." Richard blinked. He had never seen this boy before. "Hello there. What's your name?" The boy smiled shyly. "My name is Jaden. I live down the street. I saw the balloons and I wanted to give her this." He held out the little gift. The wrapping was crinkled, and the ribbon looked like it had been tied and untied many times. But his eyes shone with pride. Richard felt something warm in his chest. "Of course, come in." As Jaden stepped inside, his eyes widened at the beautiful decorations. The cake, the lights, the shiny floor, everything looked like a castle to him. But he didn't care about any of that. He cared about the girl in the wheelchair, sitting all alone. Lily looked up, her eyes big with surprise. Someone had come. Not just anyone, someone who looked like he cared. Jaden walked over, holding out the gift. "Hi, happy birthday." Lily's lips trembled. "You came for me?" "Yeah," Jaden said with a small grin. "Birthdays are special. You shouldn't be sad." Lily touched the gift carefully, as if it were the most precious thing in the world. "Thank you," she whispered. Her eyes filled with tears again, but this time they were happy tears. Richard stood back, watching. He had thrown parties every year, spending thousands of dollars, but he had never seen his daughter smile like this. "Do you want some cake?" Lily asked softly. Jaden's face lit up. "Cake? Yes, please." For the first time that day, laughter filled the big empty room, but neither of them knew that this small meeting would change their lives forever. As they ate cake together, Lily kept smiling. She showed Jaden her toys, and he listened like a true friend. For once, she didn't feel lonely. But soon, Richard's phone rang. His face turned pale as he listened. He ended the call and walked to Lily, forcing a smile. "Sweetheart, Daddy has to go to the office for an emergency meeting. I'll be back soon." Lily's heart sank. "But Daddy, it's my birthday." Richard kissed her forehead. "I'll be back before you blow out the candles." He turned to the nanny. "Take care of them." Then he left quickly. Minutes turned to hours. The sun began to set, and Richard didn't return. Lily's smile faded. She looked at the empty chairs, then at Jaden. "Why didn't my friends come?" she whispered. Jaden looked down. He didn't know what to say. Then Lily whispered, "Maybe I'll never have friends." Her voice cracked, and she burst into tears. Jaden climbed on the chair next to her and held her hand. "Don't cry. I'm your friend. Forever." Lily looked at him with tears streaming down her cheeks. "Promise?" "I promise," he said. But just then the nanny came and said, "Jaden, it's late. You need to go home." Lily's heart broke again. "Please don't go," she cried. Jaden wanted to stay, but he had no choice. He gave her one last hug and whispered, "You're the best princess ever." Then he walked away. That night, Lily cried herself to sleep, holding Jaden's little gift close to her heart. The next morning, Lily woke up with swollen eyes. She remembered Jaden and the promise he made. She reached for his gift and slowly unwrapped it. Inside was a tiny handmade bracelet made of colorful beads. There was also a small paper note that said, "You are special. Never forget that." From Jaden. Lily's tears fell on the paper. It wasn't a big gift like the others on the table, but to her, it was the most beautiful gift she had ever received. She wore the bracelet on her wrist and whispered, "Thank you, Jaden." From that day, she waited for him to visit again. Every afternoon, she sat near the window, hoping to see him. But days passed, and Jaden didn't come. Lily asked her father to take her to Jaden's house, but no one knew exactly where he lived. Her heart broke again. Did Jaden forget about her, or was something wrong? One evening, Lily saw her father reading a newspaper with a sad look. "Daddy, what happened?" He sighed. "There was a big fire in the old neighborhood nearby. Many families lost their homes." Lily's heart skipped a beat. "Daddy, that's where Jaden lives." Without thinking, she shouted, "We have to find him." Richard had never seen Lily so determined. "Sweetheart, are you sure?" "Yes," Lily cried. "Jaden is my best friend. I can't lose him." That night, Richard drove through the burned neighborhood. It was dark and cold. Families were sitting outside with nothing but blankets. Lily looked everywhere, calling his name. "Jaden! Jaden!" Finally, she saw a small figure sitting near a broken wall. It was him, Jaden, hugging his little sister, both shivering in the cold. "Jaden!" Lily screamed from the car window. Jaden looked up in shock. "Lily?" Richard stopped the car, and Lily rolled out in her wheelchair as fast as she could. "Jaden!" she cried, and he ran to her. She hugged him tightly. "I thought I lost you." Jaden's eyes filled with tears. "Our house burned down. We have nowhere to go." Richard watched them and felt something deep inside his heart. This boy, who had nothing, gave his daughter more love than anyone else. Richard knelt down and said, "Jaden, you and your family are coming with us." Weeks later, Lily's life changed completely. Jaden and his family moved into a new home Richard bought for them. They had food, clothes, and everything they needed. But most importantly, Jaden and Lily were together again. One morning, Richard surprised Lily. "Guess what, Princess? We're having another party just for you and your best friend." Lily clapped her hands with joy. "Really, Daddy?" "Yes, and this time it's not about money. It's about love." When the day came, Lily wore her bright pink dress again, but this time she wasn't sad. Jaden sat beside her, wearing a big smile. They laughed, ate cake, and played games. At the end, Lily held Jaden's hand and whispered, "This is the best birthday ever." Jaden smiled. "Told you I'd always be your friend." Lily looked at the bracelet on her wrist. and smiled through tears. For the first time, her heart was full. She didn't need 100 friends. She just needed one true friend. And that was Jaden.